Hello, everyone. My name is Louie, and I'm here with the eJournal team here in Boston, Massachusetts for the U.S. Go Congress. I'm joined here by Wandong professional Liao Guiyong and Matthew Harwit, who will be here helping in translation. Today we'll be reviewing the game between Zirui and Louie. And so we're here just to help you think about the pros' thoughts about this game and just to relay the information. So if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to ask and we'll pass it on to the pro. So we'll begin the review. So so the pro thinks that the Sanren size it's funny. It's kind of an interesting opening. It's usually not played anymore, so the fact that Eric still continues to play is pretty interesting.
White 这种下法呢，也是一种对付三连星的一种下法。等黑棋挂进来，然后是一直往前跳，就尽量的就把那个三连星的这个模样给消掉。
So he says this kind of way White is playing is a common way to counter the Sanren Sai. So White is waiting for Black to jump in, and what he can do is force Black to jump, and he will continue to jump into the center. What this does is help erase the milieu that the Sanren Sai is known for creating, and doing this is just an effective way to counter the Sanren Sai. And so we can see that White is currently implementing the strategy to help reduce the milieu. So he says, very common opening, nothing.
白棋的作战意图也是，基本上可以达到，就是把那个三连星的这个威力给消得差不多。
So he says, although it's common opening, White has done pretty well in reducing a lot of the influence that Sanren Sai is known for.
这一代就不用再走棋了。
So 你觉得白的要走在哪？
白的就是挂角或者飞进飞角。
So he says there's no reason for White to play this move anymore. He's basically done his job and what he needs to do to help reduce the influence of the Sanren Sai. So he'd rather White just come into the corner here, or just slide into the corner onto the top side.
再走好像没必要。
He says there's just not much point in continuing to play. So he says there's also no point in.
要搬是第一个搬。
He said there's also no point in playing like this. So if you were to hane, you have to hane on the first one here, and this is just overall more aggressive in fighting stone in general.
不怕黑棋断，或者加断或者断都不怕，就打下去。
Okay, so he says that White doesn't need to fear the cross cut or the slide because White can just Atari and just push out, and there's nothing to fear from Black.
这个时候再搬被黑棋断了，就有点乱。
So after this, after Black cuts, it just feels a little.
这一代是黑棋子比较多，一搞乱了，容易就是被动。
So he says the game becomes a lot more messy, but because Black has a lot more stones in this area, it could lead to Black getting a much better result simply because Black just has more stones in the area to help him.
这样形成作战，有可能这边的模样就形成了。
So he says because of the way White played and not diving into the corner, we can see here that Black has started to create some influence along with the Sanren Sai with the stones at the L9 area. And this is where Sanren Sai comes into play, and this is why he didn't want White to play this way, because it can lead to results like this. So, he doesn't really like Black's formation here. He thinks White kind of cheated him and got a good result.
white 是双一个吧。
So Liao believes instead of defending at d9, he'd rather either peep or sort of defend this area, or
真定一个吧，点
or
都可
create
能
like
被他加一下。
right, create a shape like this. Overall, this is just a much stronger shape. Again, synergizes well with the Q4 and Q10 stones. Because he doesn't feel like there's a real need to defend the d9 area.
那要是
这地
白棋
方下去
打进去呢？现在
关系不大，那地方因为黑棋到处都是活的，你就刺一个，怎么封他这个头。
So if you're wondering what happens if white dives in, he says black can just peep and jump.
再稳一点，再怕他那个靠断的话，再补一个。
So if you're worried about even more
再
cutting,
飞出来。
and then you can just come out, and
这一带
and there's nothing
比
to
较
fear,
广。
and it's very thick for black. So there's nothing to fear from this position at all. But this result he felt was sort of white kind of cheated black out of this. So 你觉得在这现在对谁好？
现在还早吧。但是就黑棋被白棋这么都转到外边来了，这边的形势就被破掉了，就整个那个构图好像就不连贯。
So he's saying right now it's sort of difficult to judge the situation on who's better and who's leading, but he doesn't like the fact that black's K8 group just kind of got surrounded by white, and the stones surrounding it sort of have broken the Sanren-side formation. So I think he would prefer white in this situation, but it's a little early to say. So if you guys have any questions, you're welcome to ask, and Matthew will ask some questions about how he trains as a pro and sort of any advice that he has.
那所以就跟刚才一样，你对于那个硕一点的棋手，要怎么那个才能变得更强？你说？
第一个就首先要喜欢下棋。对棋比较爱好，他才会有想进步的那个动力。真要下呢，要多花点时间去下。另外呢，就做一些死活啊，那些基本功的东西。
对。
另外呢，最好就有老师教。
So he says first and foremost you have to love the game, and you have to because if you love the game you have the hunger and the drive to improve. Then he says you just have to play a lot, do life and death problems, and have a teacher. But above all, you need to have like the love for the game in order to improve. So if no one else has any questions, this is Louie from the eJournal team here in Boston. This was a review done by Liao Guiyong and Matthew Harwit. So thank you for joining us, and we'll be reviewing another game shortly, so please join us there. Thank you.